Hello my treasures, it's time to obsess over a new wacky combo with Obsessive Herring Priest. The idea behind this one is to use Red Herring in combination with Obsessive Fan once you get 11 mana to make your entire board have stealth permanently. Probably not the best combo in the world, but is incredibly fun. And while original versions of the list did use Pelagos, I ended up settling on using Crazed Alchemist as a way to swap the attack and HP pool of Red Herring so you can do absurd amount of damage. And if you get incredibly lucky with the list, Lothomar can give you 24 HP on the Red Herring, thus making the combo a little bit more quicker than some of the other ways you could buff up Red Herring. Now for the Mulligan guide of the deck, you are going to be looking for early game minions, these being cards like Psychic Conjurer, Audio Amplifier, or Mind Eater. Outside of this, you're going to be looking for at least one location, so your Dispose Souls are online. Finally, early game removal tools or even Identity Theft are great to keep in your opening hand, as Identity Theft will allow you to get some knowledge of what your opponent is playing. Now, with that all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, time for a game against Warrior. Hey, it's been a while since I've seen a Warrior. Oh, actually, no. A lot of the Black Rock and Roll decks are floating around right now. It's an incredibly funny deck to actually play against. This is actually the very first game I ever played with this deck, so we're going to be using a lot of cards that didn't make it into the final version, but there's a good reason why we're going to be using this one instead of some of the later cards or versions. All right, let's use Psychic Conjurer. Grab a card out of their hand. Oh, Lothomar, that's actually kind of funny. Man, this was actually the game that inspired me to run Lothomar in the deck. That's an interesting card choice for Warrior to include. I wonder if they're Weapon Warrior. That would be cool. I, for some reason, forgot to include that card in my Weapon Warrior list. I really should have. Maybe it was because it didn't have a Menagerie tag to actually use it in combination with anything else. I can't honestly remember. Okay, Slam. So they're going to be more control, which makes sense. Let's put down the Cathedral and then just buff this up. Oh, Pelagos is also in this deck. It's a shame they didn't actually make it into the final version of the list. There's just not enough cards that actually buff up your own minions anymore. Why couldn't we have had Red Herring stay in the deck? Why is it always tied to my hand? It doesn't matter what deck it is. If there's a big beastie in it, it's always in my hand. Okay, so Thrive in Shadows isn't bad. Whirlpool also isn't that bad. They're going to slam that. I'm assuming they're probably not going to attack. Drawing a card. That's fine. Oh, Bash. Okay. Now, this is a matchup that could be really, really bad for us, especially for the combo. But we're just going to hope that it isn't going to be bad. I'm going to grab Shard. I don't know if we want to use it this turn. Might as well grab Cannibalize, I guess. Then pass it back. I'm kind of worried that they're going to be a BlackRock deck. And if they are, we're going to keep the Shard until that comes up. Since technically speaking, we don't necessarily need to get rid of the board. Just put this down, draw a card, why not? Ooh, Boon. We don't have enough mana for Boon, but we can use this just to get rid of it. Minimizes the amount of armor that they're going to gain each individual turn. I'm actually kind of shocked they don't introduce a mechanic for Warrior that relies on the amount of armor that you have. It's kind of weird to me that they ended up giving that idea to Druid of all things. Alright, let's double everything in our deck. We already can get up to 11 mana, which is good. Oh, ETC. Actually not a bad top deck. Okay, we can make this work. Scrap ETC. And then Obsessive Fan is probably what we want to grab. And then we can use Synchronize. We could also use Light It Burns just to buff up the ETC. But I think I'm going to do it like this. Then we have the Crazed Alchemist for next turn, which is actually pretty good. And might as well put this down just to have a nice little heal. Okay, there's Shield Slam. Ooh, that. Oh, wait, they don't have any more in their deck? Okay, that's that's a little bit of a shame. So I'm kind of curious of what they have in their hand. They also Probably shouldn't have done what we just did. But if we can force them to overextend a little bit, then, or waste some of their AoE, that would be really, really nice, because then we don't have to deal with it. And the nice thing about this variant of Control Warrior is the fact that they don't have access to shield shatter, which means I don't really care if they have a lot of armor, because it does nothing against us. Zola survived. How do we want to do this? We can just AoE their face, I guess.
Look at me.
Pull that back into the deck, which may or may not be a mistake in the long run. Probably should use ETC here, just to get it out of our hand. Then we grab Crazed Alchemist. I ended up swapping some of the ETC pool. I think I ended up using Whirlpool instead of the second Red Herring, which is mainly because I ended up including Lothamar in the main deck, and I thought it would be funnier that way. Man, they must have really, really bricked in that deck. Okay, we had the combo, but I don't want to put down Palagos. And we can heal. We could also use Boon. Boon would increase its HP to 8 and then have 2 8/8s, which wouldn't be bad. Just kind of hoping that they don't have any more AoE in their hand. Wrench Stalker number 2. Good thing we have Cannibalize. Alright, let's use Cannibalize, heal. Use Ghost Rider. See what we can grab. Cleanse the Scene is always fun. I don't know actually how useful it's going to be here. I didn't want to grab the other just because it could have backfired really, really easily. But let's just hit their face, put down on our minion, see what we grab. Oh, Surfinly. We do not want to use that card right now. That would be a horrible idea. Oh, Soul. Okay. We can keep overextending a little bit more. Fun. Just waste some more AoE. That's all we want to see. Identity Theft. That's always good. Okay, so they use the second brawl. I think we're in the clear for the combo. This actually took... Why is it some of these combos take forever to pull off, and some of these, which are... This should have never happened this easily. Right, we use Boon, which swaps. We use Thrive to see if we can grab anything else that's kind of cool. Love Everlasting can be fun. Probably shouldn't have used it this turn. Probably should have used something else. But we're just going to wing it like this. Then go face. Probably should have swapped. Oh, no. We don't have lethal. So swapping it doesn't make any sense right now. Oh, they're fishing for something. Even if they have something like Bladestorm that doesn't... Oh, it does put them out of lethal range, but... Oh, man, I'm going to obsess over this combo and try to redo it in the future, I think. Such a weird and wacky combo, too. That would have been funny, but... Alright, time to wombo combo our way to victory here. It turns out the herring isn't so red. Okay, time for a game against Death Knight. Which means it's probably blood, and it means we probably cannot do our combo that we really, really want to. Alright. Open hand doesn't look bad for what it is worth, though. 3 early game minions, that basically gives us a perfect curve. And yep, it is probably blood Death Knight. I know there is a unholy list that's floating around. That's 40 cards. Yeah, well, I mean, if we ever doubted it, we know exactly what it is now. Alright, let's put this down. Pass it back. Gold charge. Oh, going there instead. Just heal it up. We really, really feel like it. We could also put down the Heartthrob. Oh, actually, no, we can buff it up. And then we don't have to heal it. Then we can draw. Then do a bunch of damage to the face. I think next turn we're probably going to use Identity Theft. I could be wrong when I say this, but it seems like the better plan. Alright, let's just keep going face. I'm going to use Identity Theft. Let's grab Heart Strike. Oh, Arcanine Ripper. We're going to rip them a new one. Such a fun card in this class to actually randomly get. The more you'll strut out, the better. There's the Ripper down. Now, do we actually want to attack into that minion? I think we kind of do. Because then we get at least one charge on it. And then we can also just hero power at any point to heal our face. Which is actually not that bad either. Ooh. Oh, hey, we have Death Strike. Okay, and then we have the Amplifier. And we just Death Strike it so we don't have to deal with it. And we go face and pass it back. I mean, okay, how do we want to answer this? Have Lothomar, interesting. Could use Corpse Explosion. I don't know how good of an idea that is, but we could. Let's see if we can grab anything cool here. Fan Club. I probably should have grabbed the Nerubian, to be honest. I guess we attack here, then we attack that, and then it gives us a 4-4, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. You can't do much about it. Buffing up the Disposed Soul, though we should have probably went for the lifesteal. That would have been probably better in the long run. Though it does protect the lifesteal from them actually using Fixate, I think. Alright, we have Heartthrob. Heal everything here. See what we grab. Oh, that's... It's a shame that we can't actually get the infused version of it, but probably should actually hit their face, but okay. It is what it is. Okay, let's go digging for some cards. Oh, would have been so nice earlier. Well, there's Corpse Explosion number 1. That's one less card we have to worry about. Though they do have a lot of ways to generate additional copies, so... Oh. Hey, that's a fun card to get from your opponent. Actually, really, really fun. In the long run, it's great, but in the short term, it isn't that good. Actually, no. It doesn't even matter. Being able to do 3 damage each individual turn is insane, even against Blood DK. And if we can get additional copies of it... Oh, I don't think I catch it. Or I try to be a little bit too greedy. And target a different card with what I'm thinking about doing. Let's slam this down. Buff that up to a 5-3. Oh, ETC. Don't mind if I do. I guess we also use this just to use it. Really should have used Synchronized there. I pretty sure while I was playing this game, I've realized my mistake there and was hoping that they wouldn't do that. Okay. Well, you know, you can put ETC down, grabbing Obsessive Fan, just in case somehow we can actually pull off this combo. I very much doubt it in this matchup, but you never know. Going for Crazed, and then we should just pass the turn back. Astalor, okay. Now, looking at our hand, what do we have? We could use Corpse Explosion. I think Corpse Explosion is probably the better play over using Whirlpool. It's amazing to me that Crazed Alchemist doesn't have an Undead tag too. That does definitely seem to be a card that I would give an Undead tag to, but you know, pretty sure, like looking at me. Oh, he does actually have an Undead tag. Does the core version just not have a... Interesting. For some reason, the entire time playtesting this deck, I thought he didn't have an Undead tag. Did I get you baited? Or is there a visual bug? Well, I guess the world will never know. Going for Soul Eater. Or Patchwork. You can nom nom something really fun. Come on, hit something good. I don't care what, just hit something good. Ghost Rider isn't bad. You can also heal just to be safe. Also probably should... Sir Finley is not a card that I would have wanted to eat in comparison of everything else. We can double the stats on everything, and then put down Nerubian, see if we grab anything cool. Ooh, Mind Seer actually works pretty well here. Gets rid of that, does 3 damage, then we do 3 more. And we're just giving them a taste of their own medicine. It's Renathal. Rubian doesn't do anything yet, and you can go face, use Cleanse the Scene. Rubian now does something. What can we grab? Pure Conscience is funny, but Thrive in the Shadows is what we're going to go for. Going for Love Everlasting. Hopefully we can actually get some use out of this card. There's been so many times where I've almost cut that card out of the deck. It's a good card if you get early enough, but if you don't, then you're a little bit screwed. Okay, so they have the Morgraine of their own. So we're going to be taking 3 damage, and they're going to be taking 3 damage. That would normally be bad if we hadn't stolen the Soul Stealer. Yeah, it's time to steal their own souls. Thrive in the Shadows. Ooh, Identity Theft is fun. So let's grab Identity Theft. I kind of want our minion to survive so we can use Whirlpool to get it out of their hand. Then all we have to worry about is 1 Corpse Explosion, and then we have technically full combo. Okay, well, I mean... Alright, give us something cool as a top deck. This will do 2 or 4, then we can use this to get rid of it. We're at 6. Identity Theft. Still... Ho ho ho! Let's go! Patchwork number 2. Alright. We just need to do 3 more damage and then we're good to go. Turns out we're the better Blood Death Knight here. I guess they had nothing left in store for us, so... Let's just see what we can eat, I guess. Anything cool out of the hand or the deck? School Teacher. Anything cool? Rivendare would have been fun. Oh, we had combo too. Oh, we did it. Okay, time for a game against Priest. So this could either be Shadow or Thief, which one is funny, one is going to be annoying to deal with. This opening hand doesn't look terrible per se. Probably should have kept Cleanse the Scene. I'm assuming it probably was going to be Thief, so I didn't want to keep it AoE. Oh, I mean, that is a way better AoE to actually have. So I'm not... Of course it's Shadow. Every time I mulligan away a AoE, it didn't matter too much in the long run. Just going to put down a 2-3, so they can't kill it in a single turn. And then we do have a turn 2 play and turn 3 play, turn 4, blah blah blah. Actually, no turn 4 play. Oh, never mind. Okay. Let's eat some mines here, and then go face. Mine Scar. Oh, let's see what... That Mine Eater had another Mine Eater in it. Okay, we probably want to put down the Nerubian. Mine Eater is funny, though. I mean, going for Nerubian is probably the better play. Let's go for the Nerubian, see what we can grab. Thrive in the Shadows, grab something out of the deck. Oh, Love Everlasting is nice for next turn. Because we don't really have a next turn play, per se. I don't think they'll be able to kill this minion this turn. Oh, never mind. They are. Oof. Let's use Love Everlasting. I know that technically turns off Shadow Word Undeath, but it does discount everything in our hand. We can use Cannibalize next turn. How much I wish I could just get one game where Red Herring stays in the deck as long as Lothomar. People are... I can't speak. I would love Red Herring to stay in the deck so I could actually wombo combo with Lothomar, but it never ever happens. It's just actually... Lothomar is probably pure cope in this deck. It's just a win more card, but when it does go off, it goes off pretty hard. I'm trying to think, what other classes could we do this combo in? Literally anything, because both of the cards, or all 3 of the cards, are neutral. Oh, Warrior could be funny, because you could use it in combination with Last Stand. That might be something to try out. Though, don't know when is the next time I'm going to be trying out Red Herring again. One of the last build round cards in Standard Hearthstone, so I'm going to get some use out of it as long as it's in rotation. There's High Cultist. That's gonna... I don't actually mind those cards being revived. Out of all the cards that could have been revived, that's not that bad for us. We can put down Ghost Rider. I know we're only getting one card out of this. Let's go for Light Bomb, attack that, and then we use Undeath. They lose everything. We should... Oh, no, we shouldn't have used Undying allies. That would have just turned off Undeath. Okay, I mean, boy oh boy, it would be nice to be able to stick a minion on board. Right, we probably want to draw a card, use the 1-drop. Could also use Red Herring just as a big body.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Let's put down these. Finally get advantage out of a double Ghost Rider. That... Actually, I wonder if there's enough Silence Priest support to still do a Silence Priest deck. That was something that I was thinking about maybe doing, and then I was trying to figure out which class I thought would do the best with the Red Herring combo, and I thought Priest would. Probably one of the better classes, but probably not the best class. Use Light Bomb. Also, the Jailer exists, so if you can manage to pull off this combo, why not just use the Jailer, I guess? But one's a lot more funny than the other.
My new pet. My new pet.
Do we have any undead minions? Oh, we do have one on board. Do it like that. Use Undeath. Draw a card by targeting Renethal. Man, this is the best Renethal that there's ever been. Are taking a long time thinking about this. Oh, yeah. Alright, if Renethal even if he does survive, we're not in that good of a position. We need to get rid of a 10-9. Come on. Something cool as a top deck, please. One-time cannibalize? Right? Technically no. Could be. Never mind. Shadow Word Death is better. Just heal up almost to full. For Shadow Word Undeath again. This really is a battle of how many Shadow Word Undeaths it is.
That will be a story to tell.
I think we just put down a big booty of Red Herring. So sometimes a big booty of Red Herring is just enough to prevent your opponent from finishing you off. I don't like using him like this, but it is funny, and not too many decks can actually handle a huge minion like this unless it's attacking into it, and we do know they've used most of their board clears. Shame that Red Herring doesn't actually have a Undead tag on it, though. Oh, shit. Oh, never mind. Oh, no. I mean, Okay. How do we want to do this? Let's use Thrive, see what we can grab. Grab 14. Fight Over Me gives us 2 cards in hand. Don't have enough mana for what I want to do this turn. Oh, never mind, they give up. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, while this deck is incredibly funny, it is not the best deck in the world. I had a 45% win rate across the 20 games that I played with this variant of the deck. I had actually tried a few other variants, going more down a Overheal package route, or even through a more control style route. However, I ended up settling on Undead as the main package behind the core identity of the deck, mainly because the fact that Shadow Word Undeath doesn't actually hurt your own board, then that allows you to clear out your opponent's board while also keeping your combo alive. But even though this wasn't a good deck, I did manage to pull off the combo in the first game I was playtesting the deck, which is why I didn't end up scrapping it completely. The main hurdle I would say to actually being able to pull off the combo is a lot of people are playing a Blood Death Knight, and Blood Death Knight has a lot of AoE board clears, thus making the combo really, really hard to pull off in that matchup. However, you can actually still win that matchup, mainly because you are a control style of deck, and you can outlast them in most games, as we do have the alternate win condition of Rivendare within the deck. So if you're looking for a weird, wacky deck, this is the perfect deck for you, but if you're looking for something a little bit more competitive, then probably pass up on this one. And like always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.